live, and we are live, guys. So, welcome back to another live episode of Box Mining. And yeah, it's Sunday morning for me over here, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Now that I'm back in stream mode, it's actually really fun, actually, to be honest. So, I'm actually kind of enjoying this, and I want to do a very chill session today because the markets are actually not bad. The USDC has kind of come closer to peg. Yesterday when we were looking at this was the craziest time. I remember yesterday when we did the live stream, we did it at around 3 p.m. Hong Kong time, which was around 3 a.m. in New York, and that was a crazy time because the Chinese, right, they were at full maximum fear level, and I kind of felt like that's the worst way to leave live streams is to kind of leave it at the worst state that USDC is in. And I think today was a good an example. I think it's a very good example for us to talk about, how fear works in crypto. I definitely did a fun trade yesterday because it's actually from this channel actually. So someone's like leverage trade and buy USDC and just play along, right? And I actually did that. That actually turned out to be a really good trade. I was up 173% on that trade. I was a little bit of a pussy. I didn't leverage long 50x. I think that wasn't that right, but it was a situation where like a leverage long kind of actually did work because you don't want to actually hold USDC. If you get liquidated, it's fine. You don't you probably I actually did this on an isolated account, but it was a situation where yeah, like there wasn't so much reason to have that much fear for USDC to go down that low. It almost felt like coordinated fear attacks on the Chinese who were unsophisticated. Yesterday we were joking and saying, probably these Chinese are looking at like, oh cow, 我他妈的这些美国佬真的不会玩这个，这是什么垃圾啊！I bet they were just swearing the crap out of themselves, and we saw evidence yesterday also at the lowest point of just terrible, terrible trades. Right? Yesterday there was a full-on panic trade. I retweeted this, where a particular user they swapped out $2 million worth of curve liquidity that had exposure to USDC, and they swapped it out for 5 cents. 5 freaking cents. They made a this is a total loss, right? And that's because this person was panicking. This person, whoever this person is, because we see this on chain, we don't know who they are, but we see this on chain evidence, right? They sold the wrong thing. Instead of withdrawing their curve pool as different cryptocurrencies, they chose to sell the LP, and the LP really only had $2 of liquidity in there. So when they sold it, well, they got 5 cents. So right, so this is one of the most important aspects of crypto, and I feel like this is something that not financial advice. It's a very big learning point because something that I feel like is necessary almost in crypto is always to gauge the market. I feel like that's one of the biggest critical kind of I think it's like a temperature test right now. And I would say right now the temperature is lukewarm. Okay, hear me out here. Hear me out here. Hear me out here. Because if you're too safe, right? Because yesterday I talked with a lot of people about USDC, right? Yesterday there were a lot of different voices, and people were freaking out here, 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 little bit here, and then they were literally saying the people who were generally super safe in crypto, they either sold very early, and if they missed out, some of them took a huge haircut, right? Some of them definitely sold at a 10% discount, and it's for the reason that they can't sleep at night, right? And it should have been a necessary risk. USDC should have been good, but there's a lot of people who are extremely risk averse, and the risk averse people unfortunately cashed out a little bit too early, and some of them unfortunately took some massive haircuts, and because of that there have repercussions. So this is a situation where if you're too careful in crypto, it also doesn't work, and it kind of echoes this idea that almost everything that's regulated right now is becoming a big mess, right? Anything that's too safe right now, like crypto, it feels like it's just not compatible with being too safe. But the reverse is also true. Too degen, I feel like doesn't really work on the markets right now either, right? This is kind of interesting because I did also some kind of temperature tests and I bought a lot of degen shit coins, right? And by the way, guys, if you guys want to join us on the Ultra Degen channel, let me just open that channel up. We have a Discord, not Discord, Telegram channel where we have a lot of people, but it's a private channel. And if you guys want to join it, I'm gonna open this up for the first time to the audience here. But let me share the link for you guys, and then let me figure it out. So, but I bought some of the coins that everyone was like hyping about, and I took a haircut. I took a like a 50% loss, net. Probably net is like across a few coins, probably like 25% haircut. So 2D Gen, not researching doesn't work in this market either. That's kind of my personal test. Yet again, that's something I like to do when I gauge the market. You know, I'll throw a few $100s here, a few $100s there. I'll test, see what works out, and if it works out, then I just go YOLO in. And this is what's kind of happened last bull market too. Remember 2020? There was a time I did like a little bit of few tests, and I was like, huh, wait, why is everything going up? All right, and then went straight into DeFi, right? And then that started the whole DeFi craze, where by the time the craziest farms like YFI, right? When that started, I was already in that pool, right? And then when the first farming launched, I was like a portion of that pool, and I was like raking in the rewards, right? Because I was there early. And the only reason why I got there was because I was doing these temperature tests. And I can say it's not 2020 yet, all right? I wish it was. I wish it was like kind of the preset. I'm still waiting, but it kind of feels like this temperature right now is it's not too good to be overly cautious. It's not too good to be overly degen as well, guys. But post your thoughts as well. I think the best thing about live streams, and I think this is just amazing for live streams, is that the best part about live streams is that we actually share that information with us, and then yeah, it actually makes us better. I think that yesterday I wouldn't have done that trade if someone didn't just like slightly hint at me, yo, you should do it. Like DJ should do this trade right now, and then I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So that was kind of funny. Let me post that into chat right now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, if you guys are tuning into the stream, I'm trying to restart these live streams. Tell me how frequently I should stream as well. Because if you guys want to watch it every day, or I was initially thinking maybe like once per week or twice per week to just catch up and then do some different forms of content. So tell me how much or how often I should live stream and where you guys are watching from. Because like this really is for you guys, right? This stream is really for you guys to kind of just chill, chat, share information with each other. This is for you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the donation as well. Purple Ripple, BTC bottom in, or what's the BTC bottom? Oh, this is such a hard question for me right now. So I didn't panic buy BTC yesterday. All right, that's just a fact. Here's what I think about BTC. It's an amazing question. I think I see a lot of resilience. I see a lot of resilience. Sorry, I can't really speak properly right now. I see a lot of resilience going on. My personal take is I've already have my Bitcoin bags. All right, I've had my Bitcoin bags. I haven't touched them even since 20. I think my Bitcoin hasn't really been touched since 2020. The only way, the only time I touched it was my Bitcoin bags was to use them for DeFi farming, so I get 10% during the whole DeFi craze, right? But in terms of coins, I didn't really touch them. I didn't actually touch my HODL, right? So in fact, the only thing I did was add to it. But the thing here is like I feel like Bitcoin is finally demonstrating its use. But however, because the markets are so uncertain and because there's a lot of weak hands still in this market right now. Think about it, right? Back in the day, right? Back in let's say 2016, like before this whole pump, right? When that was on full maxi mode, right? That's when I kind of got into Bitcoin, and you're exposed to a lot of people who are like, yeah, there's nothing else in this planet but Bitcoin. This bank sucks. The banking sectors are completely broken. This is the revolution we're looking for. And that time, the main argument was a replacement, Bitcoin replacing finance. right? But the narrative kind of changed, as more of the bankers came along. They were like, yeah, this runs in parallel. And then, of course, the innovations came along, right? We got decentralized finance. We got all these things adding to it. So now Bitcoin is becoming more and more considered like a tech commodity, right? Or this overall field. People are just confused, right? And this is where we stand up advantage because we've been here the longest. We've seen the changes. It's good and bad because we've seen everything, we know everything, but we can't just think, oh look, this is the only one narrative. There's multiple narratives right now, and a lot of the money that is in the new narratives, like say for example the tech narrative, well, they're completely gonna get wrecked next week. Right, that's the next thing we're gonna talk about today. They're gonna get wrecked next week because we're anticipating a major bank run. There's just no reason why this wouldn't happen. It's like it's the clear logical thing that's going to happen with all major US banks, right? The ones that are most exposed to tech sector, they're going to be hit the worst. And people are going to look for a way out, either physical cash, gold, or Bitcoin. But the problem here is Bitcoin, I don't think is ready yet. I'm waiting for what happens is for this major negativity. I'm waiting for major negativity to come in, and that's kind of the signal for me that I'm waiting for. So right now, I'm not adding to my Bitcoin portfolio just yet. I'm not financial advice, but it is what it is. But I'm not, I haven't changed my old anything old either. So yeah, so. So yeah, so that's my 2 cents. So that's my response. I don't think the bottom's in. I don't think so. I don't think so. Just there's just too much negativity and people are too emotional. That's what we also learned from this whole USDC ordeal, right? People got emotional, right? It was completely irrational for USDC to go down below 80 cents or sorry 90 cents rather. It just didn't make any sense. Well, at least for me, anyways. All right, because if you think about it, right, the exposure wasn't that big, and the problem was is that the bank runs haven't even happened yet. So it was mostly emotional fear. Humans are emotional animals, especially for Asian audience that does not understand what U.S. regulations are, right, and what the Americans are thinking. So I felt yesterday was a simple trade. That was a clear trade. That was like that's what I was like saying today. I was like, it doesn't even feel like a degen trade. Now for me today, I'm hoping to pick it up. My fingers crossed. So I actually took the profits from yesterday's trades. I mean, yet again, I feel like this might be a time to capitalize on, like, because we have the information, we have both east and west information on this channel. It's time to capitalize on our knowledge of both. I think this is kind of the core motivation behind us pushing, and then we just test the markets and see if we're gonna enter that crazy market. But what I'm seeing today is I'm just seeing if the Chinese are gonna freak out a little bit more. It could be possible, right? I'm gonna catch up on Asian news in a bit. So far, it doesn't seem like it. Some people were asking me what were the Hong Kong groups saying. Actually, to be honest, the Hong Kong groups were pretty well informed about what's happening. So there's a few big WhatsApp groups in Hong Kong, and generally speaking, they actually send good information because there's a lot of good English speaking funds here. But I think what would be more interesting to look at, and which this is something that I will provide you, is the Chinese groups, right? The Chinese WeChat groups. Those are probably where you can see the fear, and that's something we'll try to show you. And it's good because I'm working as a team now, so we can dig that information up and show you guys. And this is something upcoming. I do say right now, box mining is spinning up. It's I took a little bit of a break, and a 4 month break in crypto is like 4 years, right? So it feels like it takes a while to get things spinning up, and I'm trying new forms of content. So a quick plug for everything that I'm doing right now for on YouTube. I'm obviously producing more content. We're going back to more lives like these to share information with you guys. I'm also trying to kind of switch up the content a little bit. So yesterday's video was kind of like it's more of a infographic info video where I used a lot of stock footage instead of my face. So if you guys are tired of looking at my face, right, this kind of video was, I don't know. It's got very lukewarm reviews, and I want to thank you guys for the comments here. So some people think, oh, it's nice and simple for us non-US viewers to finally get it. Some people like this. As Angela Wang says, the TLDR is all we need. Nice short summary, said Naked Trader. But we also have some negative feedback as well. Some people are like, yeah, I hate these stock footages, right? Says Madhu and Kevin Chambers. Kevin says, um, what was it? Indie Kick says, don't like this format. Great info. Well, it's interesting. I'm actually very. I feel like I'm rejuvenated right now in creating content because there's just different stuff, right? Like it's fun creating different content. So guys, give me some feedback as well if you guys are interested in watching the latest video. Tell me what you guys think as well about this type of format. Stock footages. Yeah, I'm trying shorts. I'm trying longs. It's extremely fun as a creator. This is what I enjoy, guys. This is what I enjoy. Trying something different, something new, and blockchain comics was like Silicon Valley for footage. I was like dragging that nonstop yesterday, and it wasn't absolutely great quality, to be honest. I will be a little bit honest here. This is something that I try to see if I can make in a short amount of time. So roughly to make a video like this, like kind of infographic, with I actually scripted this. So a lot of my stuff before was unscripted, but I scripted this one, and it takes around 3-4 hours to make. So it's not that bad. I guess if I want to even higher quality, it'll probably take 8 to 9 hours. But because I didn't really know if this format would be good for me or not, I kind of just cut that a little bit short, and I was like, you know what? Let me try to do a test here, and it's lukewarm. It shows promise, but I think like I know it needs work. Needs work. That's my current thing. So tell me what you guys think, guys. Does it need work? Does it need more work for this to go? Haraman says, get back to old live streams, missed those. Absolutely. Absolutely. I miss talking to you guys. Definitely miss talking to you guys. Barry Curran says, is Tether FUD next or another USDC dump? So yeah, again, I'm looking out. I'm trying to eye to see maybe if USDC dumps to 93 cents, I will go in. It just depends on the Asian markets. Yet again, when Americans are sleeping, Asians are up and they might be fudding. So I'm just waiting for that. I say there's around a 30% chance that can happen. And if it does, I'm gonna do and echo the same trade. It's just easy trade for me. The other the other question that I think the bigger question and the better is this describes the situation. USDC, transparent, looks like a horrible collection of plates. USDT, we have no idea what is going on, right? We don't even know what regulated entity, like what jurisdiction USDT is under. It's done in just like a web of complicated matters, and they have a web of accounts, very little transparency, no regulatory oversight by any single government entity. I don't know. All right, this is where and why yesterday I didn't YOLO and convert all my USDC into USDT. I do have stables, and I we don't know. That's the crazy part. We don't know, right? Like most of the time on USDT, we just have the word of some exchange owners that say, "Yeah, we looked at their books. It's kind of good." Like, it, sure. So the pattern with these stable coins, and this is just me sharing some of my previous experience with these stable coins, is that people need them, right? But they're the worst, right? Now we know that there's just nothing good. Nothing good. It's not good to hold these long term. Tether itself, it's got $62 billion of market cap, so $62 billion in various bank accounts. And one thing that we notice about Tether is that there's always these waves of massive FUD. So Tether also experiences these waves of massive FUD, and generally during those times, Tether can fall down to 90 cents or so. Right? This is just a fact, and I've seen this so many times, right? I'm not going to comment on whether it survives. I'm just going to comment on the patterns that we see, the pattern recognition of what's going on, right? So there's always FUD. FUD attacks, these huge dumps, and the people who are unaware that Tether has these dumps, they're going to be caught like wrecked, right? People during Tether FUD, they were selling Tether for cheap, right? Because they were fearing that it fell to zero. And I knew people who were able to buy cheap Tether and then cash it out on the other side straight to US dollars, and they made a killing, right? Think about it. if you have $1 million, right, and you bought Tether at a 10% discount, but then you can get $1 million back from Tether from into your bank account, yeah, per day, that's like 100K per day, guys. So, anyways, that was my past experience with it. I knew people who were able to do so because they have a very close connection with Tether, and then they can claim, yeah, Tether's okay. But the honest truth here is that we don't know, right? And sure, being opaque is good because they can kind of hide behind this, unknowing. We have no idea how bad it is, and there it might even be worse. And I really think that they do have exposure in some form or the other to either Silvergate or Silicon Valley Bank. These are the two biggest crypto-friendly banks. Actually, not top three kind of biggest. The biggest one is Signature, and we still don't know what's happening there. But these are big banks. There's no reason why Tether wouldn't hold funds there. So they probably would be affected as well. But the problem here is we don't know which entity names they're under even. Because yet again, they don't operate transparently and their accounts could be under different international entities, which will have like XYZ Corp, right? So it's extremely hard to chase down and for us to do that due diligence here. So yeah, an opaque covered. So, am I looking to exit Tether? Absolutely. Am I doing it right now? Absolutely not. Right. This is one of the biggest problems I'm facing with my stablecoin collection. I do have stablecoins because I'm looking to enter the market, but yeah, this market right now, it's horrific to be honest. Horrific. All right. So Blockchain Comics says this was 100% coordinated FUD. They will go after USDT next. I actually think so. Like, just by how hard USDC dumped, I actually think this is coordinated FUD. I think there are people who would benefit from this, especially people who are close to, say, Circle, and on Monday they can just withdraw USDC at $1 into their bank accounts. They are 100% motivated to attack USDC right now. So you have a mixture of actual good information, but then combined that with intentional FUD or intentional news, and this is why it is extremely important to be aware of what's happening, guys. We got ALO says intermittent fasting. Man, I'm so hungry this morning. You have no idea. So I'm doing the stream before eating. I'm trying to eat a little bit less. I gained a lot of weight during the last bull market. Yeah, I'm trying a few things. I'm trying keto, but I broke keto yesterday because I was eating Indian food. And man, like naan, it's one thing I cannot resist eating. And I ate so much naan. But the problem here is that when you eat carbs, you wake up hungry, right? If you eat keto and you just drink oil or you eat steak or I was like making these movies, you don't feel hungry after 12, 15 hours. You're actually still good. But when the moment you start touching carbs, man, that hunger just comes like that. Like that. Anyways, guys. So chill stream today. I don't think there's actually too much else to update other than the potential bank run that we're gonna be seeing on Monday. It makes logical sense, complete logical sense of what's going on. We do have some updates on Circle. If you guys want to read the Circle tweets, I'll just read what they're saying. Basically, kind of just they okay. This is a situation where, well, not circles. I cannot spell today, apparently. Circle. We have trending buy Bitcoin, which is good. We have trending moonbirds, which is also good. We have, okay, so yeah, update on this. Oh yeah, the biggest news, sorry. I forgot to say, I read this. Circle pretty much updated and said they're gonna pay for the whole from their own corporate accounts. So that's kind of what pushed everything up. So TLDR, Circle addressed this, and then let me just take a look at the blog for you guys. The long blog. So they kind of clarify. So USDC is collateralized with a combination of cash and US Treasuries. Blah 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 blah. The remaining 23% is in cash. So they kind of clarified this number initially yesterday during their tweet. They put a 25%, but with around. You know how things work. But yeah, so before they were managing around 25%. Now they clarified this number to 23%, and then they took action to reduce risk to positive BY Mellon and other institutions, so they're kind of protecting themselves from other bank failures. And then yeah, um, yeah, they're just basically opening up withdrawals on Monday. Pretty much that's the case. Yeah. So here, so this is the end part, which is also quite important. So they said, however, it is also possible that Silicon Valley Bank may not 100% return, and that any return might take some time, as the FDIC issues IOUs, receivership certificates, and advanced dividends to deposit holders. In such a case, Circle, as required by law under stored money transmission regulation, will stand behind USDC and cover any shortfall using corporate resources involving external capital if necessary. So basically, they're saying, yeah, we're going to try to cover it with our money, and if we can't cover it with money, we'll try to raise money to cover it. Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is something that we're talking about yesterday, right? So yesterday we looked at the numbers. We're saying, if they, I mean, their business strategy is pretty simple, right? They hold the US dollars and they can get interest on it, and then don't give it back to anyone who's holding USDC, right? Because that would be a security. But that being said, that's how they make money. So they just make free interest rates on it, and USD treasuries. So we kind of roughly calculate that with the amount of money they have, right, and then making 4% on it. Where we saw the number was around 400 million per year. So they can. Wait. Okay, let me not call out these numbers randomly first. So let me just do this number with you guys. Let me see. Okay, so let's work backwards from this press release. So they have 32 million. So 32 is 70%. So this one divided by 0.77 divided by this. All right, so they have 0.77. Sorry, my keyboard wasn't working. So yeah, they have around $42 billion, and if they have $42 billion times 0.04, they will be making 42 billion. Sorry, I'll put the zeros in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Math not so great today. Wow, that's a lot of money actually. So yeah, my numbers were completely off. So 42 billion. Let me just make sure that is right. So $42 billion. If they make 4% on that, that is a lot of money. That's 1.4. Does that make sense? Yeah, 1.6 billion dollars if they just make money on that. That is insane. Yeah, chat. Tell me if my math makes sense. $42 billion. If they get 4% on that. Yeah. Wow. That's some good business right there. It's free money. That's the epic yield. All right, guys. Sounds legit, says peak indicator. So yeah, so from the profits, they can cover the whole. So I'm not too concerned about USDC at this current point of time. But I think the biggest fear, if you're going to talk about it, is we do know that the U.S. government is coming hard at stablecoins. We saw BUSD being classified as a security. So will this happen to USDC as well? And how much territory does the U.S. government want to kind of take from us in crypto? So that's kind of the hard part. Stoogie says that's about right. Yep, it's good that we did the calculations because that's an insane number. That was an insane number. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching today. Make sure you click the like button. It really does help the channel. I'm back into growth mode. So this is where I have to beg for growth. It actually really matters because I was watching a lot of videos on how YouTube algorithm works and how to restart everything like this. It really does help if you share this video. Apparently, my biggest learning about the YouTube algorithm is that the algorithm doesn't depend on per video, but rather it depends on the viewer. So you, the audience, if you watch my videos, apparently the algorithm will recommend more of my videos. And the same thing goes with your friends. So if you really if you can help with the channel and you like some content like this and want me to create more content like this, then please do share it with your friends. It really does help because once they start watching and knowing, hey, this is the direction that we're going and it's fun and exciting, then yeah, it's gonna appear, more of my videos will appear on the feeds, and it just helps me to grow the channel. So highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate all the support that you guys have offered me for this longest period of time, especially the members of this channel. So yeah, you guys supported me throughout everything, and it's been amazing. Also, thank you to Angela Wang and Bernard Macarius for being moderators, and Crypto Graham as well. Thank you. It's really nice seeing all your faces again. I know my streams are not always consistent, but what I'm trying to do right now is to set up a consistent time for all these live streams, so you guys know when you can join me, rather than relying on I think right now it relies on YouTube to push that notification out. And if that's the case, if you don't have notifications turned on and you want to watch these live streams, make sure you turn notifications on because that does help. Lastly, of course, I'm just going to talk about what I'm building on my side as well. So I'm doubling down on creating more media. So we have box mining testnet, best box mining testnet, where we're trying out different videos. So we have this is Natalie. So she's doing news segments in 5 minutes or less. It still needs a little bit of work on these segments. We wanted to have these like quick bursts of news, and we're calling this the now I momentarily forgot. This is the morning brew of Natalie. But for this segment, we just wanted to get all the summary of the news. That's what's happening in a very short amount of time. I feel like this is something that we might need in crypto because, like, at the end of the day, if I'm asking about what I want to see, right, I just want to wake up, see what's the top, 4 or 5 headlines, and then decide if I want to kind of act today, trade today, or just do nothing, right? So I felt like this was probably the best format to kind of answer that, and in a short amount of time. I don't feel like watching half an hour of live stream fulfills that role. So, anyways, we're trying out with these new things. I'll put the link down below for box mining testnet for you guys to check out. And then also, of course, if you guys are interested in joining the box mining channel, our private group, I'm going to send a link down here so I just grow our community a little bit as well. 30 minutes prior to starting program, if you can please bring back Monday nights. They were the best. I will try, guys. I'll try. That actually makes sense. And then D107 says pre-market news also makes a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I'm trying a lot of new things, and it's really fun. So I'm really glad to see you guys again. And yeah, also have this transition, guys. Got this. Oh my god, it's a transition. Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to play with OBS. I'm not the best. I feel like I'm an old dinosaur sometimes coming back to these streams. But anyway, sorry for making you guys dizzy, but that is what it is. Yeah, I'm trying more transitions, trying more fun things. I'm trying to just pack this with fun stuff for you guys. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you click like. If you guys are DJ trading, I do have my Bybit referral code down below. I do benefit from these trades, so yeah, it just gives me a little bit more funding to play with. I'm self-funding everything right now at this current point. So yeah, that does help if you're just, by the way, doing something like that or clicking any of the